Okay, Commissioner Heyman, we have two items that you're involved in, non-controversial items, it seems. One is item 5E, which is a public hearing item. I do want to advise those that are here, these are all the cards that I have in front of me that are on this item, that at 2 o'clock we are going to take up the courthouse item. If you have a consensus, I got you. If you have a consensus that the folks that are here are going to condense their comments, we could take it up. If not, then we're just going to have to wait until after the courthouse, and we could then take up an item that Commissioner Monestein has up that is non-controversial.
Well, I think that's easier said than done, considering the presentation was
today everything.
Whatever.
You're absolutely right.
Actually, the people who say in blue shirts, they can consolidate everything to 2 minutes. They said maybe 90 seconds. The people who are against a voting, whatever, they have scattered. So they're not of the mindset to want to condense their comments. They want the ability to speak, Mr. Chair. I'm concerned maybe we could at least put theirs on the record, then they can all go back to work and have it with the clerk. And I know our chief judge is here. That's why you get the big bucks. You decide.
And I appreciate that I know you've been trying to work this pretty much the whole morning. Those that are here on item 5E that are here to speak against, that have filled out a yellow card, can I get an indication on how many people are still here in the audience? If you could just stand up, it might be a little bit visual for me. That's fine. I get it. I get it. I just want to see what's in the chamber right now. And is it my understanding that each and every one of you that filled out a card wants to speak on this item? Okay, so we're going to have to take up the item after we do the courthouse, because we're not going to get through all these cards in 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Sorry. Wait. Sorry. I'm sorry? No. If I give each person 2 minutes with the amount of cards, we're going to be here for about an hour speaking just on the against side. So if you could, I will tell you this, if you could all kind of work together and condense, have 1 or 2 speakers, 5 minutes total, then we could get through it. But if you can't do that, then it's going to take us up till 3 o'clock, and the courthouse is going to go at 2. Go. Okay, Commissioner Heyman, 5E. I know you wanted to avoid it. You thought, oh, we got happiness in the crowd. Finally, happiness in the crowd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
If I could put one thing on the record with our county attorney, she's coming in. Earlier today, the people who are in, I guess, blue wardrobe and others they have picked one person to speak for approximately 2 minutes. And the people who are still here from the red shirts, they would like to be called up so they could be afforded an opportunity to be heard. If I might, before the discussion, to our counsel, thank you. I don't know if you want to introduce the item first, but
let's go ahead and introduce the item, and then you go ahead and we'll recognize you.
5E is a resolution calling a special election in Miami-Dade County, Florida, to be held in conjunction with the general election on November 6, 2018, for the purpose of submitting to the electors residing within the proposed new municipality in unincorporated Northeast Miami-Dade the question of whether the Board of County Commissioners should be authorized to create the new municipality with the following general outermost boundaries: county line to the north, the city limits of the city of Aventura to the east, the city limits of the city of North Miami Beach to the south, and Interstate 95 to the west, and designating Reynolds Park, water and sewer pump stations, and the Ojos Urban Area District as areas of countywide significance. 5E is a public hearing.
Thank you. Before we open the public hearing, Commissioner Heyman, you're recognized.
Thank you. To the chair and Mayor and administration, some of you who are civil servants, you have seen this item or heard of this item longer than anybody on the dais has been here. I inherited from then Commissioner Gwen Margolis. It is sunset, it has been revived, it is moratoriumed, it was task force, and to the attorney, today's item is solely to allow the people in the Northeast MAC area to vote. If they want to be incorporated or not is not the question today. Today, the item is to allow those residents in the MAC area to be able to vote. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. The question is on the ballot whether they would be able to vote yes or no for incorporation.
Thank you. Not if they want to incorporate today, but just the ability to vote. And the second thing is for a community that has been exhausted in having the MAC umbrella and this issue before them. At one point it was annexation, another time it was incorporation and reduced boundaries. This is one way to address this issue and resolve it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. There's two amendments, Mr. Attorney. They're technical amendments, so whenever it's appropriate to have the attorneys read it into it, it will not affect, I don't believe, anybody from the public on any side because it's technical. So whenever you think it's appropriate.
All right, let's go through the public hearing
Mr.
first,
Chair?
and then we'll go ahead and deal with the item. Commissioner Martinez, you're right.
Just a question to clarify before I hear what they have to say. On the question that you were asked by Commissioner Hayman, now I'm confused as to what exactly it is that we have in front of us, because it is recommended that the Board of County Commissioners consider the resolution calling for an incorporation election. And it puts parameters if they incorporate, what they have to pay. But the question that my colleague just asked you, you said that no, this isn't to incorporate.
The question is a yes or no on the question of incorporation. The actual incorporation of the city takes place at a later point at the approval of the charter, but this is an up or down on the question of incorporation or not.
Okay, but this is to incorporate.
Yes.
Yes, it is. No,
All right. Let's
That's
settle
why I
down.
need the clarification. From what I understand, this is already setting the parameters. If they vote yes to incorporate, they already have the green light to their city. Now they have to approve a charter and different things. But the vote to incorporate has already been taken. This is what we're allowing.
If I might clarify.
All right, right.
Yeah, that's why I need to know.
A lot of lawyers in the crowd. Let's hold up for a second. Madam Attorney, if you could just clarify so we know what we're dealing with.
The incorporation itself takes place at a subsequent time. When the charter's approved, that is when the incorporation of the new city is created at that time. This is the step that is taken prior to that to allow the charter process to move forward.
Okay. Right, to allow the charter process to go. So if the vote here, what we're saying is, go ahead, take your vote. If you vote yes, you're on your way to becoming a city. There's really no turning back unless the charter is disapproved by this board. Right? I mean, yeah, that's the way the corporation works. Incorporate means to become a city. This is the step allowing them to take the vote to become the city. This isn't to create a MAC. This isn't to today. This is to allow them to become. That's why I want to know exactly what it is that I'm voting on.
And if I could reference the question, the election question is clear.
Sure, go ahead. Where is that one?
Shall the Board of County Commissioners be authorized to create a new municipality in the area of Northeast Miami-Dade,
There you go.
the following outermost boundaries?
There you go.
That's the question.
Right. So then this is to create a new city. Now, the charter comes later, and we go through it, and whatever it may be, but we even have the parameters here that they have to pay a mitigation fee because this is not revenue neutral, it's actually negative, or I mean, for us, it would be. So, okay, I just wanted to make sure that that is what I thought, because when my colleague here asked the question, I really got confused. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'm sorry for our...
You have one or not? Okay.
Mr. Chair, let me try and clarify because, thank you, now I'm confused, co-counsel. This item today that we'll vote on is the ability to allow the residents in this MAC area to vote at a future time on incorporation or not to incorporate.
That's correct. You're calling an election with that question.
Okay, today, if we vote in the affirmative on this dais, it's not for incorporation, it's to allow the people in the area with parameters set forth based on what the MAC proposed to be a ballot question. I believe it's for November. It is not to incorporate or not incorporate today, but allow the people to vote.
Commissioner, this is the first step in the incorporation process. This is an up or down vote on the question of to incorporate or not. The second step, if the resident electors in the area and vote in the majority in the affirmative on this question, the second step is that a charter commission will be appointed, and assuming that the charter sets the meets the parameters in this item, if that charter is then approved, they will become a city at that second phase.
Appreciate it. Here's what I requested, though. After going through the moratorium and a whole bunch of other things, including waiting 7 years and dealing with the MAC and meetings and signage and everything else, a commitment was to give them the community information, let them have an election tied to a county-wide election, so it wouldn't be a special election. And then the third thing was to allow the residents in the area to vote if they want to be a city or not. And all I wanted to do today in bringing this forth was posture it for the residents of this Northeast Dade MAC to be able to vote. And I think based on elections, we targeted the November election date. That's all. Not to start anything, just to allow the voters in the Northeast MAC to have the ability to vote yes or no to incorporate, not to start incorporating. So is this written wrong? Because I appreciate all the budget and everything else done by the county and all the requirements by statute and code. Now the question is, what needs to be different just to allow that area to be able to decide their own destination? Nothing more, nothing less. Not taking a position on incorporate or no incorporate, just allow them to vote.
Mr. Chair.
What would it take, Madam Attorney? Or is this totally postured wrong?
Commissioner, it sounds as if almost that you're requesting a straw vote on the question so that members could be, of the community could be advised as to what the majority would like. That is not this item. This is an item which calls the first question on an incorporation. And that's how it's been moved forward.
Okay.
And so I'm not, I think I hear you saying that there's a disconnect.
There is a major disconnect, and we have started the process of holding public meetings with county information, and my whole intent was to allow the people who were going to be affected to have as current, truthful information as possible, and then let them decide what they want to do. Either way's fine. Can we, how do we proceed so that the people eventually get to vote yes or no? I don't want to exhaust county resources or do anything else or move this one step closer to incorporation and procedural moves. I just want to allow this to be able to be a community vote. And that's, I thought, was the process.
Commissioner, I'm going to ask perhaps if we could consult for a moment to make sure that we're understanding each other, and then perhaps if we could reconvene shortly. I'd like to, if we could, speak with the commissioner.
All right, we'll play some interlude music while you guys are doing that. Let's go. Let them consult, and then we're going to come to you, Commissioner.
Chairman, I got to thank the constituents that have taken the day off and really want to be part of the process. We're going to get this right because they deserve that. Madam Attorney, for clarification, please, based on what is before us today and the obligation of my dais colleagues, what is before us, please, if you could please put that on the record.
Yes. If the item before the board is passed today, that action will place a question on the November ballot for resident electors in the Northeast Miami-Dade area to decide whether to incorporate or not to incorporate.
So thank you for that clarification. We are not deciding to incorporate today. We're deciding if the residents affected in the area will have a chance to vote on this issue with substantive information, and I already said it's on the November ballot. We worked it out with elections to give time to have meetings. So it's not the incorporation question today, but just should the people in the area that are voters be allowed to vote? Thank you. Mr. Chair, your wish on proceeding on this, I appreciate everyone being here. I've canceled my graduation participation tonight. If we want to start hearing from the public, I just wanted that clarified. We're not incorporating today, and that caused a lot of pause for people out there as well as me. So thank you, Madam Attorney.
Okay. Public hearing is now open. Public hearing is now open on item 5E. My understanding is those in the blue shirts had one person that was willing to come up and speak. Okay, so listen up for your name and then work your way up to one of these two podiums. Mark Hurwitz, Lawrence Schwartz. Lawrence, are you here? And just let me know if you're not here so we don't. And you could always wave in support or wave and not support. Steve Parkins. Steve, are you here? Alicia Rook. Alicia. Donald Howe. Donald, are you here? Donald's out of here. Okay. Charles Barron? Charles? He left. He left. Yeah. Okay. Amy Werba? She left. She left. Arlene, looks like Barron? She left. Ana Leon Sanchez? Ana Leon? She left. Blanca Castillo? Blanca, if you could please work your way up here, please. Jonathan, it looks like Morton. Jonathan? Bob Weisblum? Bob? Okay. Name and address of the record, please. You have 2 minutes. Look at the clock at the bottom, and that'll guide your time.
Thank you, sir. My name is Mark Hurwitz. I live at 1925 Northeast 213 Terrace. I'm the president of the Highland Lakes Sky Lake Area Homeowners Association. We are a voluntary civic organization representing the interests of over 13,000 residents. The blue shirts are limiting the number of speakers today as to respect your time, because our message is clear and simple. Let us vote. The HOA board has voted in favor of support of the right to vote. And in fact, we have a petition here from our community we put together a few weeks ago. 396 residents, and I'll read you the petition. We, the undersigned, living in the boundary of the NEMAC, petition the Miami-Dade Board of County Commissioners to put the issue of incorporation on the ballot and let us vote. These are people who have work and family obligations who could not be here today, but I ask if you can envision 396 blue-shirted people in front of you. That would be just a good vision to have. This issue has divided our community for a long time. We would like to put this issue to bed. We'd like to have it on the ballot to let us vote. On a personal note, I'm a former U.S. intelligence officer. I served in Iraq. I was there during the first election after Saddam. I saw citizens put themselves at risk to stand in line. When they voted, they dipped their fingers in the blue ink, and they showed off their fingers to their friends. They were so proud of that right. I'm a little saddened that we have to be here at all to ask for this right to vote, but I appreciate that we have this opportunity nonetheless. And on that, I want to thank Commissioner Hayman and her staff for all the facts that they provided to our community. And I want to thank all the commissioners for your thoughtful consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and just submit to the clerk the petition if you want to, okay? Name and address for the record, please.
Steve Parkins, 20131 Northeast 24th Court, Miami, Florida, 33180. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you on this. We are simply asking for the right to vote for incorporation or against incorporation, as some will speak to. It's been a fascinating exercise today to watch democracy in action here this morning. It's good to see democracy in action. We are simply asking that the citizens of our community get a yay or nay on incorporation. I am supported by a number of people in the community who have been working on this for far longer, and I'd like to yield my time to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Name and address for the record, please.
Jonathan Morton, 2135 Northeast 204th Street. I had the pleasure of serving on the MAC, and during my time, we want to say I've heard a lot of folks. Many are for, many are against. All I want to say is time to let us vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Name and address for the record, please.
Alicia Rowe, 1971 Northeast 188th Street. We are bringing for your consideration and inspection, commissioners and Chairman Bobo, almost 1,600 signatures that we have acquired opposing this Northeast incorporation to go to a vote. The signers are not here. From the beginning, this has been a process of full of serious irregularities. There was never a straw poll. The attorney asked our commissioner for a straw poll. Well, we never had that opportunity to have a survey or a straw poll. Please bear in mind the 53%, and these are the numbers from the county, is non-taxable. That means many people are going to be affected by this. In 2005, a corporation was formed, Committee to Incorporate Northeast Dade, in which Ken Friedman, president of the MAC, Glenn Gottman and Alan Hick, members of the MAC and the Budget Committee, are officers and directors. We thought these people were supposed to be impartial. When the MAC reconvened in December of 2012, Commissioner Hayman appointed more people to the MAC. However, they all came from the same area as before. North of 195th Street, the more affluent areas of single-family homes. There was never from anybody from the condominiums. There are over 100 buildings full of senior citizens. The commissioner also kept a member of the MAC in the Budget Committee, which is contrary to the resolution created, offered, and sponsored by Commissioner Hayman in 2003 that says that people in these committees have to reside in the area. After writing to the Herald about no diversity in the Northeast MAC in December of 2012, there was 2 people from the condos. However, All of the MAC commissioners, all of the MAC work, important work was completed. The budget was approved in June of 2014. We were going to public hearings. This process has been crammed down our throats. The people at large have been excluded. We're very happy with the county. In the spirit of respect to our seniors and our condominiums, please say no to this vote.
Thank you for your testimony. Name and address for the record, please.
Bob Weisblum, 1800 Northeast, 196 Terrace. PMG, the independent consultant, was hired by the county to look at incorporation and our area and budget. Their report concluded that our area is financially viable. It's okay for our citizens to be in favor or against incorporation, but that difference of opinion belongs at a different forum, the ballot box. Today, the question is, do we put this issue of incorporation on the ballot? Do we let the democratic process proceed? We all agree that in a democracy, we resolve issues by a vote and majority rules. This is how you as a body conduct your business. We want that opportunity to exercise our right to control our destiny. We have been working on this for 15 years. Commissioners, it is time. Respectfully, let us vote. And to save some time, at this time, I'd like all those in attendance who believe that the people should be allowed to exercise their right to vote to please stand up. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Blanca?
Mi nombre es Blanca Castillo, vivo en la 1551 Norris, departamento 132. No estoy de acuerdo
My name is
con
Blanca
la
Castillo.
incorporación.
My name is Blanca Castillo, and I reside at 1551 Northeast, apartment 132, Miami Gardens, and I say no. I disagree with incorporation.
Yeah. Gracias. Okay, just for the record, on the blue shirts, you can wave in support. Rosalind Weisblum, thank you for being here. Juan, it looks like, I can't really pronounce the last name. Juan, are you here? Juan, thank you for being here. ¿Tú quieres hablar? Come on. ¿Te hace falta alguien para que te haga la traducción?
Sí.
I have more names. Give me a second.
Yo sé que muchos de ustedes hablan español.
Sí,
I
pero
know.
ella va a hacer la traducción para que los que no hablan español.
I know that many of you speak Spanish.
Yo no estoy de acuerdo con la incorporación porque en esa área habitamos más de 20,000 personas hispanas, más de 65
I
años.
disagree with the incorporation because in that area, we reside around 20,000 Hispanic people and many of them are over 60 years old.
Y si nosotros nos movemos de ahí, prácticamente todos quedaríamos en la calle.
And if we move from there, practically most of us will be living in the streets.
Aumentaría prácticamente el número de personas que estaríamos debajo de un puente.
And the number of people living under a bridge will augment.
Yo creo que bajo la conciencia de todos los que estamos aquí presentes, especialmente todos los del BOER,
I believe that under your conscience, especially all of us present here today and you on the board,
estaría la decisión de no incorporación de Miami Gardens.
would be the decision of not incorporating the area in Miami Miami Gardens.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair,
Señor.
I'm not sure if we got the gentleman's name.
Name. Juan Bol,
Juan Bol,
1501 Norris, Miami Garden Drive.
All right.
1501 Northeast, Miami Gardens.
Northeast.
Right, sir.
Okay. Okay. Charles Safedie, waving in support? No? He left? Okay. Jackie Siskin, waving in support? Okay, enthusiastically waving and supporting. Okay, looks like Madam Marina Holmes? I don't know. She's gone. She went home. No, it's something else. Alan Hetch. Alan, waving and supporting, or you'll speak? Okay, let me just call a couple of more names, please. Oni Fernandez. It looks like Emma Nicole, maybe?
Thank you so much. Can you lower more? Thank you.
1501 Northeast Miami Gardens. It looks to me like Exactly. Thank you. I apologize for that. Hernandez is the last name. Noel. Come forward. It looks like Manny Ashton. Manny. Thank you. Harry Tompkins. Looks like Gerald Moss. Please work your way up. Melina Conley. Brian Rook. Josephine. Okay, work your way down. Lenny Feldman. Lenny, you're going to speak or wave in support? Speak. Kenneth Friedman. Left. Okay. Jose, it looks like Clamor, K-L-A-M-R.
Clark.
He left? Okay. How do you pronounce it?
Clark.
Okay. Bev Gerald, waving in support. Okay, thank you. Madeline Lagenbaum, welcome. Thank you, waving in support. Okay. Name and address for the record, please.
Alan Hecht, 2041 Northeast 214 Terrace. I've lived in my home for 40 years. I maintain a law practice also in the NEMAC area and have been there for 28 years. I've been lucky enough to be on the Budget Committee, so I'm familiar with the incorporation numbers that we've discussed. The committee unanimously approved the budget. It was approved by PMG Associates, and we know that we could afford to be a city without raising taxes. As to the comment that no member of the MAC Commission was in the condominium area, there was one member of the committee, Ms. Rook was invited to join and she declined. We want to have the right to vote. That's all we're asking. If we can't convince our own residents that we should be a city at that time of the election, then we deserve to fail. But we shouldn't fail here. We want to be part of the democratic process that says, allow us to vote, and if it goes yes, we can become a city. If it goes down, we can't become a city. We understand that. We just want the right to vote. As to the costs that people keep on saying, the costs are not going to go up. Right now, as we have condominiums that pay $55 in UMSR taxes. That's their average tax bill, $55 for the city tax. The homeowners, single-family homeowners, will have a tax of approximately $550 in UMSR tax. We want to keep the same tax rate, but we want to be able to have local control for purely local issues. That's what we want. Please allow us to vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony. Name and address for the record, please.
18706, Oni Fernandez, 18706 Northeast 18th Avenue. Distinguished commissioners, mayor, and people present. I am here to speak on behalf of the people of the area where we have Sky Lake and all of the area that is trying, the MAC that is trying to be incorporated. We have over 19,000 people in trying to be incorporated into a city, and the thing is, we are happy with the county. We don't understand why to incorporate for 19,000 people to get a new city with a new, police and a new Anyways, fires and everything else. Our taxes, the people, the senior citizens, the taxes will go up. I'm hearing that no, nothing is going to go up, but the major problem, besides the taxes that we're facing, is the following. You can change the zoning, therefore bringing in investors, developers, and that is going to change the whole game. Of the name of the game is going to be other high-rises that they're already been speaking to our people there. And as we know, this is the bottom line of people that a lot of people, maybe not them, but that are pushing behind this. When they change the zoning, there's nothing that Dade County then can be able to do. How can they guarantee us that we will have our home? I've been in my place for 23 years. I have a senior citizen here, 92 years old, that have been here all day. He is so informed because all of these people will go out like the previous gentleman said. They will go out, everybody has out their homes, but they will not be able to afford because they are in their retirement years. They have access. You don't have a better location than 18th Avenue and Sky Lake because you can walk to everywhere there. You have everything within walking distance. There is no other place that you can do that, even in Aventura, which you would have to take a car to go driving. But all of us here are one day are going to get older, and who is then going to defend us? I ask, who will defend us when we are weak and be in an ALF or in a home? Because we are all going to get there eventually. And if not, we can just ask those that have gotten there.
Thank you.
This is not the will of the people. We would like the county to strike this down because we believe that behind this is not just for the taxes or to have a city. It's because they're going to change the zoning.
Tony, thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
I hope I got my point across.
I think you did.
Thank you so much.
I think you did.
Love all of you,
Oni.
and I hope that God is...
Time out for one second. Wait, no,
Okay,
don't leave.
sorry.
Don't leave. Wait, Mr.
Okay.
Clerk.
Mr. Chair, before you move on to the next speaker, you had a speaker, Alicia Rook, that announced that she had 1,600 petitions that she wanted to submit.
Yes.
For the record, we have not received those petitions.
Okay. For the record, we have not received the petitions. I know that she was walking around with a...
She said she had...
Okay. Oni, thank you.
Okay, and may I say something else?
No, actually, you've already
All right,
used up
fine.
all your
Thank you
time.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Muy
All right,
buenas tardes, señores y señoras.
All right, let's bring this in for a landing now. We're almost there. Name and address for the record, please.
Buenas noches o buenas tardes.
Buenas
Yo
tardes.
soy Noelba Hernández.
Good evening. My name is Noelba Hernández,
Resido en la 1501 Norris de
and I
la,
reside in 1501 Northeast,
de la Miami Garden Drive,
Miami Gardens Drive,
apartamento 343C,
apartment 343Z,
North Miami, Florida,
North Miami, Florida,
33179.
33179.
Ok, el propósito de estar aquí es que yo soy muy feliz donde vivo.
My purpose here today is to let you know that I'm very happy where I
Es un
reside.
lugar de descanso
It's a very peaceful place
para retirado,
for retirees,
como fue el propósito cuando vine a vivir ahí,
as it was
para
my purpose
retirarme.
when I moved there when I retired.
Quería salir de ahí para el cementerio, porque no
And
quiero moverme de ahí.
And I wanted to go from there to the cemetery because I'm not willing to move from
Lo
there.
tengo todo a mi alrededor, todo.
Everything is within,
Maravilla, es
walking
una
distance
hermosura.
near me. It's magnificent.
Pero con el programa nuevo que están brindando,
But with this new program,
no sé qué haría de mí porque no me da el retiro para yo vivir.
I don't know what is going to happen to me because my retirement wouldn't be enough to stay and live there.
Por cuanto ese plan demanda costos y la vida me toma otra dimensión en la economía.
Therefore, this program demands costs, and then my life will take another dimension, talking about costs.
Y yo les ruego a todos ustedes que son tan importantes en esta ciudad,
I beg all of you who play an important role, such an important role in this city,
que pospongan ese plan,
to postpone this plan.
porque por ahora los que estamos ahí no creo que podamos vivir ahí.
Because by the time being, the people like me living there, I don't think we will be able to cover
No quiero ser
expenses.
carga del gobierno.
I don't want to be a burden for the government.
No quiero ir a pedir limosna.
I don't want to beg for
Nunca
money.
lo he hecho en 38 años que vivo acá.
I've never done it in 38 years I've been living here.
Y le pido a Dios que dice allá adelante que confío en Él, que
And
no nos mueva de ahí,
and I
al menos que
beg-
yo me muera.
And I beg God, like we have here in front of us, not to move me from there until the day I die.
Que Dios los bendiga a todos.
God
Muchas
bless you
gracias.
all. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Emmanuel Jonathan. I'm living to 1501 Northeast Miami-Dade Drive, apartment 251, North Miami Beach, Florida, 33179. So I can't afford to buy any house now because I'm not working. I'm retired. My wife is retired. So I can't tell you, I can go nowhere because, you know, no house in the Miami now. All the house is very expensive. So I don't have any money to buy another house or rent. No. So I deserve this resolution. Thank you.
Mr. Chair. You recognize Commissioner? I'm sorry? You sure? Okay. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Manny Ashton, 1501 Northeast Miami Gardens Drive, Miami, Florida 33179. I'm a president of the Third Mornings Condominium Association. My community is 55 plus. The question I appreciate Commissioner Martinez, because this is a shady question. It's not about voting, it's about incorporating. The area where we live is prime area. It serves our seniors. We got 2 hospitals. We got a mall, comfortable for them to acquire. If what they're coming from, as Commissioner Suoro say, they're coming from the ham and they're going to leave the shank. Because all of our condominiums where the seniors live that don't make enough money, thank you, sir, don't make enough money, they're the ones that are going to be first. Not only that, but the developers already know that the demographics have changed. We got a lot of Latins that are becoming citizens, but they can vote now. They already know. It's easy for them to send somebody to check the voting record, the voting registrations, and they know that we don't have the people, but we got seniors that will be voting soon, and we have A moorings, and all of that is lake area, the J-Wings, the Riviera, all senior, and it's the working class that lives there that is going to be taken away. You talking about, look what happened to Sunny Isle, look what happened to North Miami, all those areas. The developers taking over, the people don't have no place to live. I want to thank all of you commissioners. I think carefully that what you're going to affect is going to be the seniors. All of the moorings are nothing but seniors, working class, all of the Riviera, all of that area over there. We don't need to duplicate another major. We got, look, perfect commissioner, perfect major, perfect everything. Why would we need to duplicate that? Put it for a vote. That's a shading. That's not true. And you all knew about it. So when you vote, please make sure and think about, like Commissioner Sosa say, she's worried about the elderly. Well, look at it. Stand up for the people from our community. Look, you look at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Gerard G. Moss. I live at 2310 Northeast 193rd Street for the last 39 years. I'm also a World War II veteran. We do not need another set of government on top of our Dade County government. Our Dade County government is a municipal government as far as I'm concerned. They're doing a great job. We have a great commissioner, Commissioner Hyman. I may not always agree with her politically, but she's a great commissioner and takes great care of the county. The reason is I just don't want another layer of government on top of what we have now. Why should we spend another $1 million in fees and everything to get another mayor, to get a councilman, to get a city attorney, to get city clerk, and get all kinds of stuff, things we don't need. We already have it. It's called Miami-Dade County. I'm very proud to be a citizen here. When we needed them to come out, we had a tornado in our street, actually. They came out right away. I needed an inspector at my house for various reasons. He saved me thousands of dollars. He came out. We just don't need another government on top of what we have now. If you have things that are doing well, that are running well, leave them alone. Don't try and mess around with them. Thank you.
Thank you, and we like Commissioner Hayman also. We don't agree with her either many times, but we like her. We like her. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Lenny Feldman. I live at 20630 Northeast 22nd Place, Miami, Florida, 33180. I always agree with Commissioner Hayman, but I am here for my family, for the young children, my 7-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, who have been on lockdown several times in school because of the crime, because the 19,000 residents of our community share police with 100,000 residents from 79th Street up. I'm here for my 80-year-old handicapped widowed mom who lives alone in the area, and her friends who can't even physically get here, who are elderly, and they want to have a vote because they would like to see more security. The investors and developers are here already. There is a person with a Don't Incorporate sign on Miami Gardens Drive. He has no neighbors left because we weren't in a position to stop the investors and developers who are already coming in, and we can't work with them because we don't have the organization. There's 3 issues here that I wish the commissioners would consider in assessing the right to vote. 1, was the proper process involved here? Was it consistent with county laws and ordinance? I think the county attorneys and the BCC will say we went through the resolutions, the ordinance, the laws to get where we are today. Number 2, is the proposed area viable? The NEMAC, the PAB, PMG independently have said we do not even have to increase our millage rate, and we are viable with our increasing tax rolls as we see them. Finally, are we reasonably certain we will have an insignificant financial impact on UMPS and the county? The administration, budget, and finance have said yes. We are just a fly on the entire elephant, and I assure you that with our 19,000 residents, that is less than, I believe, 1 or 2% of all the UMPSA residents. No one's going to be losing a job here. We would like to continue with Miami-Dade Police. We have to continue for a certain time with them. We will be able to continue with water and sewer and fire. That we're still going to work with the county. You've always been a good partner of ours. We're going to continue to be good partners, but we want that opportunity to decide if there's more that we could do to enhance our community. All races, all ages, all classes, all brackets. We're here to vote and make our decision. That's what our county and our country is about. Thank you.
Thank you. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Harry Temkins, 21310 Northeast 20th Court. I've lived in this area for 47 years, almost 48, and we don't believe that we need incorporation. The county is providing all of the services we need. Now, when I first moved there in 1971, we had floods. The county came in and put the sewers in. When we needed streets taken care of, the county took care of the streets. Swales, they took care of the swales. They put drains in regard to the water. They took care of the sidewalks. What will this new city do? The new city will do nothing but add another layer of taxes and do nothing else but use the same police department, same utilities, same everything else, except that your Comcast or whatever services will go up, and you'll pay an extra water bill because of this here. Commissioner Hyman, who does an excellent job, has said that we need this so we can get rid of or finish up with the MAC. Well, there was a commissioner in here, I forget his name, that had a MAC and disbanded it, I believe it was last January, saying we don't need another level of government. Now, under our Florida Constitution, a city can levy 10 mills, which means if you have a $100,000 house worth $100,000, they can put 10 mills on your taxes. If you have a $300,000 house, it's going to be 10 mills on that. That's the limit. Plus, no one's ever mentioned a bond issue like Miami Gardens had to put in order to do it. We have no commercial base. The county has already said that they are taking the Otis industrial area, they're taking Ives Dairy Road, and the feeders, they're keeping them. So what we have is a bunch of houses with no tax base and no industry and to go forward with this. So it's my feeling that this is basically is another layer of government to enhance the few. Who's going to pay for the pensions, the insurance, the salaries, the buildings, and so forth on it? So as far as I'm concerned, it is just unnecessary to have this extra level of taxes and incorporation. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move on, Mr. Clerk, you mentioned about the petitions, 1,600 names. Okay, I think they're going to try to make some photocopies. You're going to make photocopies, and then she's going to submit at some point. Tomorrow.
No problem with our office.
You good with that?
As long as she makes that on the record.
Yes, it's on the record. She's going to make photocopies, and you're going to get it. Okay. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Melina Connelly. I live in 1401 Northeast Miami Gardens Drive. I was employed. Well, I was working for 7 years in the administration of the Marines, the 5th Marines. It's 145 units. The 90% of the people is 55 and more. We have people for 90, 80 years old. They're very worried about it because they think that the new administration and government, they will increase it, all the expenses because they have a new government. So I don't think we have that necessity because we are very happy in this area. It's very convenient, buses and all that stuff, pharmacy, everything we have up there. So the people are very satisfied. Besides that, this is not the government buildings. This is citizens. They've been working very hard to find a place to live. They wanted to live happy, and this worry, they really is really worry about the people. So I ask all of you to have kindness with these poor people. They deserve peace, happiness, with no necessity. Besides that, I saw the budget there. Whoever was doing the accounting, they said 19,000 people, and they averaged it out $45,000, 47. I don't think so. I have a lot of people that work in very low jobs, but they're making very little bit of money, like take care of some people, like being housekeepers, and very few high people in positions. So why they have to go through all this situation to the time that we don't deserve this? We respect very much the people for the Miami-Dade County. We have a very good administration. We are very happy, even though Mrs. Hyman, even though I was looking for her many times, and she wasn't Mr. Secretary, but I still like you very much.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate if all of you, they have a mercy with all these people.
Thank you, Melina.
90% is very old.
Thank you, Melina. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. It's a love fest with Commissioner Hayman here today. Name and address to the record, please.
My name is Brian Rook. I live at 1971 Northeast 108th Street, Miami. I'd like to comment on what many would call an intimidation and scare tactic perpetrated upon the citizens opposing incorporation. Homeowners place signs in their yards, private property, not the swale, we're not scofflaws, opposing incorporation in April of 2014. One day, a score of code compliance officers descended on the area, harassing and threatening people with a $500 sign if the signs were not promptly removed. People called Commissioner Hayman's office and were told there'd be complaints, and the code and compliance people were called out to deal with it. This matter was eventually resolved when it was pointed out to the county attorney's office by an attorney in our group that this was a violation of our First Amendment rights. Nevertheless, many people were frightened to put their signs back in the yards, even though they were told they could do so. That shouldn't happen in the United States. Next, we were promised a larger location to hold the MAC meetings instead of the small community council meeting room, which isn't even capable of holding 50 people. So lots of people got discouraged and just left. Commissioner Hayman, however, was able to command the auditorium at my Highland Oaks Middle School for incorporation meetings on May 8th and 9th of this year, which were poorly attended, even with the commissioner's ad in the Miami Herald. Finally, we have the $9 million budget, which is more than 2 years old, with a number of high-cost ticket items missing. Compared to budgets of municipalities with similar demographics, the budget is a total fantasy. It's really laughable, actually. We're quite happy with the county delivering excellence every day, and we don't require another onion skin layer of government and its attendant bloated bureaucracy and zoning changes. The process has been fraught with irregularities, so much so it would hardly be prudent of this county to spend yet more money on a public referendum.
Thank you.
Stop flogging a dead horse.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Name and address for the record, please.
Josephine Micas. I live at 2550 Northeast 200th Street. I too hope you, I hope you will not move to a vote. I believe the evidence is insufficient. I have before me from the Planning Advisory Board meeting, the last official meeting on this, and there was a new paragraph in here that I have not heard addressed. Let me read it to you, please. It's only 2 sentences. The proposed Aventura station for the Tri-Rail Coastal Link project has been identified by the Department of Transportation and Public Works as a future rail terminal station. Therefore, Department of Transportation and Public Works recommends that the area bounded by Northeast 26th Avenue on the west, West Dixie Highway on the east, Northeast 193rd Street on the south, and Northeast 203rd Street on the north not be included in the proposed municipal charter to remain under county supervision jurisdiction for the future development of the proposed TRCL. I don't know if this has been resolved yet. I don't know if that is a part of the proposed incorporation. But the budget that we were given at this same meeting, which I have with me, purportedly 2016-2017, which many of us feel is really inadequate, it shows an excess of $42. If this area is removed, we are automatically into the negative for I don't know how much money. So I'm not so sure that we actually have enough information at this point to actually make an informed vote. I'd like to also add, I believe, as many have spoken, that the process thus far has not been terribly representative. It is a small area, started with the homeowners association, one of many homeowners associations. I don't think I need to convince you. I think you can tell by the speakers who have spoken both for and against this move, who really has the diversity and who really has the concern of a wide swath of people. In closing, I too think the county does an excellent job. I don't believe a city can match the professionalism
Thank you.
and the services.
Thank you.
And good evening.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. My name is Javon Tillett. I reside at 2340 Northeast 192nd Street. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chairman, and Commissioners. I was not planning to stand up and speak today, but after hearing some of the testimony, I see a trend, and that is misinformation. I understand that today's vote is not to incorporate, but to allow the residents to decide if they'd like to incorporate. That would set us for a November election. Seems like plenty of time for us to educate the community and allow them to make an informed decision. I reside at my house with my grandmother, and so I take into consideration the interests of the elderly generation, but I'd like to stand here in front of you representing the new generation and request to allow us to have our voice heard and allow us to vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I have a few cards left. If we could just listen up. Forgive me for the mispronunciation, but it's spelled A-U-A-H-U-V-A. And But of course you can, and if you could just, so I could pronounce your name, if you could just say it here, state your name and address for the record.
Ahuva Statlander, 2350 Northeast 211th Street, 33180.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing. I'm amazed by all you people that you get paid only $6,000 and you're here and it's past everyone's dinner time, and your patience is incredible. I also want to say I'm proud to live in America, where we have the choice and the ability to make choices for ourselves, and I hope that you'll give us the opportunity to also make that choice for our area. And everyone else there, too. They can also make the same choice for or against. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ahuva. Thank you very much. And then I have one other card. It looks like it's Huang. It looks like it. And then the last name is N-E-R-T. No? No. Does that look like Juan to you? Okay, Robert Grosswald? Jason. Last name N-E-R-T-E-D. Here in favor. No? Wave and support anyways. Thank you. Just wave anyways. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so, all right, listen up. We got a couple more names. It looks like Danielle, could be Morales? Daniel. Okay, Daniel. Jose Gonzalez. Jose. Olga Barri. Olga. Waving and not supporting. En contra. Oppose. Okay. Deborah Hayden. Emma. Emma, are you here? Hi, Emma. You're gonna want to speak, or you just want to say you're here? Okay. Betty Becker. Betty left already. George May. Diane Gutierrez. Diana. It looks like Maria, M-O-N-R-O, looks like a J or a Y. Monri, maybe? Maria Monri? She left? ¿Se fue? Se fue. Okay. Looks like maybe Carmen Carbonell, could be. I think I'm butchering this, I think. Okay. Your name is? Su nombre? Okay. All right. It looks like Albertina. Albertina, thank you for being here. Gladys. Okay. Un grupito there. Okay. Villalobos. Rosalba. Thanks. Jose Antonio. Okay, Jose Antonio. And then I have, it looks like Juan, and the last name could be Bold. B-O-L-D. Juan, are you here? Ya Thank you. And Harry Temkins, he spoke already also. Okay, thank you. Okay. Notice the clock there at the bottom, 2 minutes.
Good afternoon.
Name and address for the record.
Robert Grosswald, 18412 Northeast 24th Court. Thank you for letting us speak. I know Sally Heyman, we went to high school together. And took her out on my sailboat a few times. Okay. I'm against the incorporation, and I think we should just...
Wait a second. Let's stop there for a second. Is there... Okay.
You froze my...
Okay, all right. Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm against incorporation. I think we should just let this dog lie and not keep bringing it up about the budget. If we keep being told that the budget is neutral, won't get tax increases, just by being here today and listening to all these overruns and what you got to do to come up with money for this thing and that thing. A small little city of 19,000 people will definitely have a problem. I worked for the city of North Miami Beach and retired from there, and I remember when their budget was $25 million, and I believe now it's in excess of $100 million. So I think it's time we just let this dog lie and not vote on it and let it die. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony. Name and address for the record.
Hi, Daniel Morales, 18330 Northeast, 23rd Court, and that's Miami. Good evening. Thank you, Chair. Regarding item 5E, the legislative text for this resolution clearly states, as Chairman Martinez noted, the incorporation attempt is not revenue neutral, as required by Section 20-26D of the UMSA Code. The new city must pay the county 50% of the lost revenue for 7 years via taxation. That's after, if the city goes through. For those pushing for a corporation, the area currently generates about $7 million, and the proposed pro forma budget has about $9 million in expenditures. That is a $2 million deficit, and that's no way for starting a city. Commissioners, I ask you to please not support this resolution and kill this MAC. Thank you.
Thank you. Name and address for the record, please.
Deborah Hayden, 1501 Northeast Miami Gardens Drive.
Welcome.
Thank you. I don't know how our commissioner can state she inherited this process when in fact she steamrolled it into existence against the will of the people. The incorporation effort is nothing more than a power grab with the intent to rezone, demolish, and redevelop. It is a recipe for disaster, not only for the members in our community, but for the county. The only ones who benefit are the developers, investors, and those who crown themselves public officials. We don't need more politicians. We need a champion of the people who will clean house of all cronyism, graft, and corruption. And we intend to put that person in the District 4 chair as soon as possible. This alleged so-called facts that are being disseminated by the incorporators are nothing but baloney. And I oppose this resolution, and I pray you will too, for the benefit of the people. There has been nothing democratic about this process. We, in essence, did vote. We said no time and time again. This was done by resolution because the majority of the people did not support it, and they were not able to pull the numbers to do it by petition. Please let this die. Thank you. Not only that, it's a very bad contract that the county has with us for incorporation. It affords workforce housing. There's nothing to protect the people that are there as far as low income and affordable housing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony. Name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, my name is Jose Gonzalez. I try to speak English a little bit, but if I have some help.
¿Tú quieres aquí que te vaya a hacer la traducción?
Yeah. Okay. No, lo voy a hacer en las dos cosas si es posible. En both.
Defiéndete como tú puedas.
I don't want to say a lot of things.
Not a problem.
Say a couple of things. I'm here. I live, let me say also you. My name is Jose Gonzalez. I live in 1400 Northeast on 191st Street, apartment 225. I live in this place for 1996. I don't have any complaint about the Miami-Dade County. I think it's not necessary change because the people feel like this, not feel comfortable. In one word, I don't think so. We need that. It's my opinion. And the other way, the best thing is that the commissioner said, Sally, right? Give you to the vote. The people vote and say what is the final opinion of the people living in the area. That's it. That I think that's finally situación para resolver la situación.
Oh, I'm saying this to solve the situation.
I don't know if you understand me, but I try. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look, Commissioners, my name's George May. I reside at 18770 Northeast 22nd Avenue. My wife and I have been living in unincorporated Northeast Dade County for 33 years. Miami-Dade County services are second to none. We have the lowest crime rate, the second lowest millage rate in all of Dade County. We don't need another government. We are against the incorporation of Northeast Miami-Dade County. It was started by a resolution. A resolution that's a shortcut. It was a shortcut that bypassed 19,000 people. There was no straw vote. There was no survey. There was no 20% signatures. There was no poll. I would like to know...
George, let me ask you to pause just for a second.
Sure.
Just for a second. Do we have one, two? Okay, we just need to make sure that we have 7 members here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Proceed.
No problem. This was started by a resolution and not the people. A shortcut that bypassed 19,000 people, started by a politician who doesn't even live in the Northeast MAC area, a small group of people and special interests. There was no straw vote, no survey, no 20% signatures, no poll. I would like to know how a small group of people know what 19,000 people want or need. We are asking for your support against this incorporation. You've seen the diversity up here. It's young, old, retired. People have been living here a long time. Many families with both mom and dads working, a single parent working 1 or 2 jobs, retirees living on a fixed income. Our community will be impacted in so many ways, and not just financially. I'm asking you against this incorporation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diga su nombre y su dirección.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Mi nombre es José Antonio Mojena. Yo vivo en 1400 Northeast 191 Street, apartment 244.
My name is José Antonio Mojena.
Yo estoy aquí porque soy en contra de la incorporación. Yo fui expreso político.
I'm here because I'm opposing the incorporation. I am a former political...
I was political prisoner in Cuba because I fight against the communism because too much government under the people. We have to live in the place we are living now because we are very old. I am retired. My pension is not too high. If the incorporation comes, I lost my place. I don't have any place to go. Por eso es que yo estoy aquí.
That's why I'm here.
Because the commissioner take care of this in this moment for our problem. We have a lot of the people living in this building. I have 4 buildings. We have 7 buildings. Most of the people are elder people. Así que I live in United States. I am a citizen, and I love this country like my other country. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for hearing me.
All right, thank you. Gracias. Yes, he did.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Emma Montero. Yo vivo en 1780 Norris y la 191 Street, Scarlett. Estoy aquí para proponer...
My name is Emma Montero, and I live at 1780 Northeast, 191 Street, apartment 500. I am here today.
Yo me opongo para la formación de la incorporación porque todos los que vivimos son condominios.
Because I oppose the incorporation. All people living there are living in condominiums.
Y somos ya seniors. La mayoría somos seniors y de
And
bajos
we're
recursos.
seniors, and majority of us are seniors.
Ya, y de bajos recursos. Y todo lo
And with
demás
low income.
que tenga que agregar lo han dicho los demás.
And
Gracias.
anything else to say have already been said. Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias. Mi nombre es Carmen Carbonell.
My name is Carmen Carbonell.
Ya. Vivo en el Miami Garden Drive.
And I live in Miami Gardens Drive.
185-55 Northeast, 14 Avenida.
185-55 Northeast, 14th Avenue.
Apartamento 713.
Apartment 713.
Y estoy a contra del
And I oppose
no incorporation.
the incorporation.
Okay. Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Sí, mi nombre es Albertina Hoyos. Vivo en 1180 Northeast Miami Garden Drive, 33179.
My name is Albertina Hoyos, and I live at 1180 Northeast Miami Gardens Drive, 33179.
Y también, como han dicho todos los anteriores,
as the former speakers have said,
la mayoría de la gente que vive por esa área somos todos seniors.
The majority of the people living around that area are seniors.
Y por favor, si pueden reconsiderar por la no incorporación.
If you could please reconsider the not incorporation.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
Gracias.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Gladys Dueñas, mi dirección 185-55 Northeast, 14 Avenida, apartamento 511.
My name is Gladys Dueñas, and I live at 185-55 Northeast 14th Avenue, apartment 511, Miami.
Miami, Florida 33179.
Miami, Florida 33179.
Y estoy aquí para dar el no a la incorporación.
And I am here just to say no to incorporation.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
My name is Rosalba Villalobos. I live at 185-55 Northeast 14th Avenue, apartment 701. The reason by which I am here is because I am against to be incorporated. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's all the cards I have, I believe. I think that's it.
Right.
Okay.
He didn't fill out a card, but he needs to speak, so that's up to you.
We're ready. We're ready. We're ready to deal with the item. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for your patience today. I hope you did not pick up any bad habits while you've been hanging out with us all day. With that, Commissioner Hayman, public hearing is now closed. The public hearing is now closed. Commissioner Hayman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and again to thank the stamina of my fine constituents who believe in democracy. Two things for the record. One, there was never, ever a vote. Thank you for determining that. We checked with county history, and also the Northeast MAC pre-existed the ordinance that required incorporation annexation to come to a vote. So I wanted to put that on the record. I believe in democracy. I believe in the value of a vote. We thrive on it here, and we represent you in this chamber. With that, this is all it does, is allow you, the people of the area, to be afforded the opportunity to vote. If you want to incorporate, or if you don't want to incorporate, this is what it does. It empowers you, the resident voters of the area, to determine it, and it will bring a conclusion to the Northeast State MAC. With that, I move it for the people to be allowed to vote.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Hayman. We need a second.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Moss. Is there any questions or debate on this item?
Commissioner, Mr. Chair, I need to do the amendment really fast, please.
Okay.
On handwritten page 49, the second and third whereas clauses on the page shall be reordered with the words all of added to the beginning of the second whereas clause as follows. Whereas all of these recommendations by the mayor shall also constitute pre-agreed conditions to the incorporation of the proposed new municipality. And on handwritten page 55, section 14 of the resolution shall be amended to add the following words to the beginning of the sentence designating areas of countywide significance upon making the findings set forth in section 20-28.1 subparts 1 through 3 of the code, comma.
Very well, Commissioner Hayman, as amended, and second as amended. This is a reso. All right. All in favor say aye. Those against? We have one no. All right, thank you very much. For all those that are leaving, please do so quietly. We still have a little bit of business left. Allocations.
George took it when I was out.
Commissioner Hayman.
Thank you. Reimbursed from District 4 CBO discretionary funds. Christie House 630, Miami-Dade Florida Association of Women Lawyers 125, Moffitt Cancer Center 500, Highland Oaks Middle 1,000 for the Principals Fund, North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizens 150, Women's Fund of Miami-Dade 425, Planned Parenthood 100, the ARC of South Florida 5,000, the Love Fund 350. Like to rescind an allocation made to the PBA for 350 the May 1 meeting, and also reimburse discretionary District 4 funds $512.64 for related expenses to District 4 to the clerk. Thank you.
Commissioner Cava.
Thank you. First, I'll read for Commissioner Jordan. District 1 CBO allocation funds, $875 to MIA Media Group, $1,000 to Dade County Medical Association, $1,500 to Lightfoot Corporation, $3,500 to Kinod. For myself, from the District 8 2017-18 in-kind fund, $750 to American Cancer Society, and from the District 8 Discretionary Reserve Fund, $500 to Black Affairs Advisory Board, $500 to Puerto Rican Alliance of Florida, $500 to Christie House, $1,000 to Save Dade, $1,000 to the Police Benevolent Association Love Fund, $1,000 to the Mexican American Council. Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. I'm done.
Thank you. Commissioner Suarez.
Just $500 from District 7 CBO funds to the Babscom Memorial Broadcasting Foundation, Inc.
Commissioner Moss.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of Commissioner Diaz, from his stroller parking funds, he wants to allocate $5,000 to Voices for Children Foundation, $5,000 to Christie House. From his CBO District Reserve, he wants to allocate $2,500 to Chapman Partnership, $2,000 to the City of Doral. On May 1st, 2018, he made an allocation for the Love Fund Incorporated in the amount of $1,750. The correct amount for the allocation is $3,500. And to the Parks Foundation of Miami-Dade County Incorporated, he wants to allocate $10,000. From his District 12 in-kind budget, he wants to allocate $650 to the Miami-Dade Parks Department, care of the City of Doral Police Department 10-year anniversary, and $1,750 to Miami-Dade Parks Department, care of Toys for Tots. And from my District 9 CBO reserve, I want to allocate $500 to the Friends of DCCFW Incorporated to support the Young Woman Achiever Scholarship with Young Women's Preparatory Academy, $300 to Avenues of Excellence Incorporated to support the second annual Father-Daughter Dinner and Dance Community Enrichment Event, $500 to the American Veteran Newspaper Incorporated to support the 2018 Veterans Military Appreciation and Feds Feed Family Campaign, $500 to CACE Incorporated Caribbean Artistic and Cultural Events for the community to support the cultural and humanitarian values community event, and $25,000 to the Parks Foundation of Miami-Dade Incorporated to support a summer band camp in District 9.
Thank you. For Commissioner Sosa appoints Mr. Bradley Barreto to the Miami-Dade County Millennial Task Force. On behalf of Commissioner Sosa, allocations from District 6 Office Fund, Centro Comunitario de Ayuda Enlace, Inc., funds to be taken out of discretionary funds, $500. Miami-Dade County Parks, Recreation, and Open Space for A.D. Barnes Park Leisure Access Center, funds to be taken out of discretionary funds, $5,000. And Janua Coley, La Casa de Jose Home for the Elderly, funds to be taken out of discretionary funds, $10,000. And I need to read something on the record on my end. Allocation of $5,000 to the Youth Athletic Club in assistance to field rental fees, and $409.12 for dinner provided during the BCC zoning meeting on May 17th, that gourmet pizza that you all had. On pizza, yes. I hope you guys were able to take some home with you. It was good pizza. All right. All in favor, say aye. Show all that done, and with that, Commissioner Moss moves that we rise.
All right. Thank you for another great day of service. Yes, another great day of service.